Bam!
All right. Welcome to the Week 2 podcast. Our guest this week is Dane Ferris. 1-0 as of this season, but more
Suck it,
importantly,
Ryan.
the runner-up last year in the league. And I don't know, knows his stuff. Been to the championship a few times. Won a few championships. A couple. Have you won one or two? We'll get into it later.
Yeah, that's a question for you.
I know
wanna
you've
a little
won
bit
one.
more.
I know you've won one.
Yeah,
But
I
I
should
don't know if
probably
you've
know
won
my
two.
history better than that, but
We'll get into that. We'll get into that in this call for sure.
it's
But I
hanging
wanted to
above the
start.
rafters, but I can't straighten my neck up
Yeah, you do.
Oh, gotcha.
You do have it
Ceiling's too
hanging
high?
up there.
because there's so many,
Um,
or at least one.
all right. I know this call just based off the participants in this week. It's going to get derailed, so I'm going to do my best to keep it on course. Let's start with this week's results. So obviously, each of us won our first week matchup. So 1-0. Congratulations to both of you and myself. How do you feel about what your team did last week? How do you feel about your team overall and what you guys accomplished in week 1? I'll start with you, Dane.
I don't know, because I had a patty cake first week going up against Ryan. Anytime someone starts Ennis Cantor, what does that mean? Did someone alert him this was starting and not the preseason? I don't know. I don't know anything based on week 1 and mainly on my opponents. But, a win's a win. And
A win's a
I'll
win.
take it.
A win's a win, and you can kind of gauge your score up against some other finishers in the league. You didn't finish that far off.
I
The
think I
top.
was, middle of the pack? Is that sound
You
right?
were 5th overall in a 10-person league. That's not bad.
Was I the worst person to win overall?
No, Bryce
Okay.
was,
Suck it, Bryce.
Yeah.
and I played Bryce, so feel good about that. Mark, how about you? How'd you feel your week went, and your team? How do you feel about it?
I feel really good. This is the first time in any league week 1 that I haven't picked someone up. So that's new.
Yep.
So
Yep. You and I usually lead the league. Actually, the three of us usually lead the league in transactions. So
Yeah, I'm usually a waiver slut, so I
Yeah.
only got a couple. But I like who I picked up, and I booted Jordan Poole out the house only to reel him back in. So welcome, Jordan.
the old
Def-
double take. To put it in Marcus's words, the old
God.
double take.
I miss.
yeah.
Oh, and I
First
feel
time
like
I've ever
Yeah, I don't think you'll get back. I'm actually gonna bleep that name when we post this, just because I don't want anyone to take him. He's on my waiver, and I'm
Hashtag
priority
bring-
number 4.
I was
back.
wondering who dropped him. Okay, that was you.
What?
That
How?
was-
Yeah, at least
I mean-
smarter than I thought. If that many people were on full alert of that
Yeah,
move.
you're not gonna see back on your squad this year.
Are you gonna bleep him out the whole time?
He'll be bleeped the whole time. Yeah. So let's actually move on.
Hashtag bleep back.
I'll just go real quick. I just want to say I'm happy to have beaten Max, the returning league champion. Beat him pretty handily. He had a league for one night of the 6, so I'll take that all day. All right.
Beat
So
him by the first week.
what's that?
Did you beat him well the first week?
I
We're
beat him
playing-
by about 140.
Yeah, I was gonna say 170. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we're
150.
playing week 2, night 1. It's clear
You and Mark are.
where the couple alphas battling it out.
Are you playing Mark?
No, I'm playing Max.
I'm playing Alex.
Oh, okay.
Wait, we should talk about Alex's team. 'Cause what the fuck?
Yeah, Alex
Where
won.
did that come from?
Alex
How many
won.
wins has he had in the last 5 years?
I think this is his 3rd win in 3 years, right?
Yeah, 0-3.
But
Jesus.
he hasn't even I'm sure he didn't even know what the word undefeated meant up until yesterday.
Was just
First time
defeated
ever
really
hearing
until
that.
this year.
Yeah. He's had some so that's actually a good segue into league history. He's had some good years in the past. I think Alex has the most championship wins of anyone in the
What?
league, which if you've just been paying
That's
attention the last
surprising.
2 years, you would never have guessed that.
That's insane.
But So if we're
completely derailed.
if we're going back into the history, so year one, which was 2012, 2013, Dane beat me in the championship. Year two, I beat Max, which kind of starts a pattern of Max losing championship games for a while. The next year, Alex beat Max. The next year, Zach beat Alex. So even Alex getting back into that championship, that's kind of crazy. The next year, Marcus beat Max. So this is kind of where Marcus starts to pick it up a little bit. Marcus beat Max. The next year, Alex beat Dane. And then there was no league in 2018, 2019. We all took that year off, except Marcus, who played in a fake league and decided to try and brag to me the whole year about how well he was doing.
That did
doesn't
not
count.
work out well.
Yeah. I was
Wait,
just like,
what
shut
league
up.
is this?
Okay. It was just
It
like,
was a-
it was a
It
fake
was a
league.
random league with a bunch of random people.
Yeah, like,
Why did the
I
league
don't
get
care.
shut down that year?
We just all decided we were just going to take the year off, I think. I don't remember why.
Okay.
Yeah.
19 and 20 was the COVID year. I have an asterisk there, but there was 4 teams left in the playoffs, and I was the highest seed. I was the 1 seed, and Ryan was the 2 seed. So it was actually kind of crazy that Ryan could have potentially at least gotten to a championship that year, which we've never seen anything like that.
Was Ennis Cantor on the team?
Probably
Was
not.
he actually good?
And then last year, Max beat Dane in the championship. So I guess the pattern here, and what I kind of grasped from looking at this real quick, is Ryan hasn't been to a championship. Neil hasn't been to a championship.
I thought Ryan went to one. I thought
Well,
no.
so he was the second highest remaining seed when COVID hit and shut down the league. So Ryan hasn't been to one, Neil hasn't been to one, and I mean Josh hasn't, but he's only played one other year, so that doesn't really count. I think that's it. Bryce too, but also Bryce, same thing. He's only played one other year in that time period. So everyone's
still though.
Alex has won the most.
Alex has won the most. Alex has 2. And he'll remind you every chance he gets, just based off his recent results.
Wait, can you read off the last 3 years of him?
The last 3 years of him, or his 3 best years?
No, I want to hear his 3 worst years, which I'm assuming are
the last
3 years,
including this year.
No, we'll not include this year because
So last year he was 2-16. The year before he was 0-18. We all remember that year.
The Detroit Lions.
Yeah. He's the Detroit Lions of fantasy basketball. Very good reference. Then the year before, we didn't have a league. So if you kind of disclude that one and go a year back, which I wouldn't recommend because he wins that year. He beat you in the championship that year, Dane.
What year was?
17-18.
Okay. So he's the only one to win 2. That's interesting.
He's the only one to win 2, but Max has been to the most.
How many of us total have won 1? Probably a good amount.
So you have, I have, Marcus has, Alex has, Zach has, and Max has. So 6 of us have won at least 1.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty spread. Even.
Yeah. You like to see that. No dynasties taking over.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm building a dynasty. I finished 3rd last year. If I made the championship, I would have won because I outscored both of you guys in your championship game.
That sounds like any loser ever.
Yeah, no, for sure. But
if I made it, I would have won.
A loser on their way to winning it all again.
Fair enough.
No, but all kidding aside.
Wait, one question. Who's been the biggest loser in this 9 year? Ryan.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I think Ryan. Alex has had the worst last couple years for sure, no question. But overall, Ryan hasn't. He's had multiple years of not even making the playoffs. In the years that we were doing, 7 of the 10 teams make the playoffs. He gets wins through the season, but he doesn't get enough to ever do anything with it. It's been a tough go, and I think we all know just from knowing Ryan and watching his output the last few years, like, he just wants his guys. And he doesn't care if they win. He just wants to root for his guys.
That's true.
And he wants them on his team. Which leads to the poll that I put out today. Biggest first round bust so far, or disappointment of the season so far. I don't know where Marcus just went.
There he is.
But
Do you see me?
yeah, biggest first round bust of this season so far.
Don't say
Russell
it.
Westbrook is winning that. So Russell Westbrook, I don't think should have won that because I don't think he was even like should have been a first round pick. So I don't think he can be a
I feel like that's
disappointment.
more reflective of that. That's just a shit first round pick.
Yeah, it was the disappointment was that he was drafted in the first round. I don't think he's been the biggest disappointment because he shouldn't have. It's like if I took Alfonso McKinney in the first round, he can't be the biggest first round disappointment. He just shouldn't have been a first round pick.
Sure.
Did
That's
he
how I look
draft
at it.
Alfonso McKinney in the second round? I know he was on a
7.
team for. Okay.
Took him in the 7th.
Why was he drafted?
It was so weird. It just
So I was telling you earlier today, Dane, like 7 of us were at the draft. So we all like kind of, and Ryan was drafting on the big screen. So we could all see what he was doing. And he didn't Marcus swears he didn't click on Alfonso McKinney. Ryan, I should say.
Yeah, no,
Marcus swears Ryan didn't click on Alfonso McKinney. But for whatever reason, he was in the queue and got drafted when the time ran out.
Mm-hmm.
There should have been like 8 warning pop-ups.
Yeah,
we were
like,
about to do that. Like,
Are you sure
no
you
way
want
should
Alfonso McKinney?
they
I don't know.
even allow you to do that. You should find the best 7th round person and just compare it against Alfonso McKinney.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to say his damn name. Alfonso McKinsey?
I think it's McKinney, maybe McKinley.
Is he Lakers or Nets?
Lakers.
Or the,
But he's cut. He's not even in the league anymore. He got cut since Ryan drafted him.
I think he's at the Littleton YMCA now.
Yeah. Welcome back, Mark. And now a quick word from our sponsor.
Is your cat making too much noise all the time? Is your cat constantly stomping around, driving you crazy? Is your cat clawing at your furnitures? Think there's no answer? You're so stupid. There is. Kitten mittens. Finally, there's an elegant, comfortable mitten for cats. I couldn't hear anything. One size fits all. Kitten mittens. You'll be smitten. So come on down to Patty's Pub. We're the home of the original kitten mittens. Meow.
So we're gonna jump to week 1 overreactions because that's my favorite thing is watching the waiver wire during week 1. Like people overreact on my favorite one of the week was what's his name? Patty Mills. I saw Patty Mills hit like 7 or 9 3-pointers, something stupid in game 1. And I was like, who's going to do it? It was Alex, of course. and since then, he's not on Alex's team anymore.
no. That was a pickup though by him, which is hilarious.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
I love watching those overreactions.
Yeah, you always got to weed those out. But like,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, Patty Mills hit 7 out of 7 from 3. Oh, he'll do that every night. Like, why wouldn't he?
Oh, Patty Mills is a god.
Yeah. He's perfect. What?
And he's already been dropped.
Yeah.
Here's a question for both of you. Is Paul George the best? Will he be the best player in fantasy basketball this year?
No.
No.
It's
No
pretty
way.
quick, no, right? But he averages 70.5 points per game so far after week 1. And he was taken
who played
10th
the
overall.
first week.
He played Memphis and Golden State.
Did he play each of them? He had to play one of them twice. Was it Memphis?
He only had 2 games. That is what I'm looking at.
He had 2 games?
He had 2 games.
What the fuck? Okay. Then.
Oh, so he only had 2?
Yeah, he only had 2 games.
It's all right, Mark. I'm going to put it up in post.
Yeah.
So 70.5 in 2 games.
He also plays tonight. He plays the Trailblazers.
How's he doing
played
right
yet?
now?
It just started.
Okay.
Probably doesn't
But
have
what-
70 yet.
I wanted to see before I got cut out that last segment that overreaction about Zach's Bradley Beal. He's not doing well.
Yeah, but I didn't know he got hurt. I'm glad Zach told me because now I can say he's even worse than I thought because he already got hurt.
He played tonight and scored 17.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So living up to the hype.
17 total fantasy points.
17 total fantasy points.
All right,
Living up to the
it's
hype.
not an overreaction at this point. He sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not going to do anything. You should probably drop him immediately.
And trade him to me.
DC
Just
bias.
to the waiver wire.
I would take him.
I had him last year. He's
I would
great.
take him for something cheap, like Wiggins. All right. Biggest steal of the draft so far. So I have two options for you. Not overall, just of these two. So CJ McCollum was taken 53rd overall. He averages 59 points per game right now. Malcolm Brogdon, taken 62nd overall, averages 52.7 per game. Of those two, which is the bigger steal, and who would you rather have on your squad?
Definitely Brogdon. CJ's a little rug rat. I don't trust him.
I was also going to say the same thing.
That's weird. You were going to say the same thing, Mark, because you didn't even know who Malcolm Brogdon was the other day.
I did not know. I didn't know who the point guard was.
But you would take him over
know,
CJ McCollum. Makes sense.
Because CJ McCollum's always like on and off with Damian Lillard.
Yeah, he went
Killian
to
Hayes.
Lehigh. That's not an accomplishment.
Yeah, true. Killian Hayes is the worst player on a roster right now. He averages 4 points per game. I think he's on your team, Marcus.
Why is he on your team?
And here's the question.
I wanted to give him one more week.
Here's the question I'm posing
I get
for this
that
group.
actual strategy.
Killian Hayes, 4 points per game. When will he be dropped this year? So maybe let's start with
tonight. He scored 26 tonight.
Yeah, that's still like Andrew Wiggins
It's still
territory.
really bad. It's still really bad.
Oh my god. -1, 826. He's trending up, so
He
congrats.
is trending up.
It still
I
says he's
didn't play
averaging
him.
3.5 points.
I didn't play him, okay? That was my very last pick. Okay.
There's better guys on the waiver, I would reckon.
If this was a hair competition, he's up there. What is it about the Pistons? They've got some great hair on this
They
team.
do have some great hair.
Sadiq
like-
and him like
Don't
trade
lie.
shampoo.
Shampoo commercial.
What's the matchup of the week?
Yeah. So for this coming week, actually, the slate is really awesome.
It's you and Matt.
So I was gonna say that too, but the slate is super good because we have two games that are two 1-0 teams playing each other. So it's me and Bryce, and then it's you and Alex, Marcus and Alex, and then we have two games that are two 0-1 teams playing each other. So theoretically, one of those teams in each matchup is going to have a win come this time next week, and then what would you call it, rubber match? The one with one undefeated team and one 0-1 team is Dane and Max, which is a rematch of last year's championship.
Yeah.
So the slate
blood.
this week is awesome. And we're taping this at what time is it, boys? 8:50? Yeah, 8:50 p.m. Monday night. So Dane and Max, all the games have already started, but Dane and Max are the two highest scoring teams so far. Dane almost has a 300 and Max has 266.
Yeah.
So they came out to
That's
play.
going to be a good one.
That's night, and I'm up 30. That's God.
Yeah. They
Can I
both
just play
both-
Ryan every week.
The thing about it is your team let's be honest, you had a disappointing showing against Ryan, who it's Ryan, so he wasn't going to win pretty much no matter what. But you didn't play great. Max played pretty well and ended up getting a loss because he played a far superior team. And now you two have to play each other, so Max is going to come to play. And obviously you have more to prove. So it's like a perfect rubber match between two teams that like have huge upside and are probably going to be there very late in the tournament. And here we are, week 2, already talking about playoff circumstances, playoff potential.
Right. Still, though, you're right.
No,
Gonna be
for sure.
interesting, for sure.
Yeah, I'm
Gonna
not
be-
usually wrong.
Yeah,
The-
it'd be interesting.
The lowest score so far this week is Ryan. Ryan has 72 points. And I don't even care
Yeah.
to click in to see how many games he has or whatever. It's just funny that he has 72 points right now.
I can confirm Ennis Cantor is no longer in his lineup.
He's not even on
God.
his team. He's not in the league. Thank God.
Yeah. But
Uh,
all right, say if Ryan, we'll see. Yeah, well,
what? Say it.
I was gonna say if he got Zion and Kyrie back, it would be interesting. But I don't know.
Yeah. No, he'd be. He'd probably finish 8th in the league.
Yeah.
If he
Yeah,
got
all right.
Zion and
Fair,
Kyrie.
fair enough.
Well, cool. Thanks, boys. Appreciate you. We'll be on next week with a new special guest. Thanks for joining us, Dane.